Where do I even begin with this game? It makes me sick to my stomach even thinking about it right now. That first half was one of the most abysmal first halves by uh, as a just a collective as a team. Defensively, it was okay. Obviously, they only gave up 3 points or 6 points in the first half to a terrible Cleveland Browns team on offense that had none of half of its almost all of its best players were out of that game injured, and we only let up 6 points. Obviously, Ryan Tannehill with getting hit and throwing a pick six. Not all on Tannehill, but still, terrible throw. Well, it was a terrible throw. I mean, if he didn't get hit, I don't know what would have happened, but I'm just gonna judge it off of what I saw. Didn't really anything was going for him. It took a while for Ryan Tannehill to read the defense. It was just absolutely terrible. It made me sick to my stomach. I could not believe it. Let's start with let's start with the defense, because the defense, it was interesting, and a lot of people were giving us hate and oh, the Dolphins' defense looks weak against the Cleveland Browns team. First of all, what a job by Hugh Jackson to come into that football game and utilize Terrell Pryor the way he did. That was an amazing coaching job by Hugh Jackson, and people are not giving him enough credit. I mean, the scheme that he put on it was obviously Vance Joseph did not game plan for what he saw on Sunday, because it was definitely a late. Everybody found out, oh, he's gonna actually take snaps at quarterback. It was like a couple hours before the game, so that was pretty prevalent in that game that Vance Joseph was not ready for what Hugh Jackson was going to do on offense in terms of using Terrell Pryor the way he did. Obviously, we could not stop the run at all, and that really helped Hugh Jackson's play-action game to Gary Barnidge. Like I said in the game preview, we have to stop the run because God knows Hugh Jackson on the crap and bootlegs, finding Gary Barnidge wide open because we're biting on the run game there. The perfect example of a terrible play that happened in that game. Alright, before I get to that, let's start with this. The wide 9 defense. Like I have said this a million times if you've been a long-time subscriber, the weakness of the wide 9 defense is your linebackers have to play really well. They have to know the gap assignments to perfectly. And what teams are doing to us right now is they're drawing, because all of our defensive linemen are rushing upfield to get to the quarterback or stop the not even stop the run, just rushing up to get to the quarterback. It's the main thing about the wide 9. So when you hike the ball like you're gonna pass it but then you hand it off, everybody's rushing upfield. There's nobody in to stay in the gaps. Your defensive tackles are rushing upfield, so it leaves a huge gap in the middle of the crapping field for Duke Johnson and Isaiah Crowell to run right up the middle. And that was a huge problem that game, and we could not stop it. I mean, that's on Kiko, that's on Koa, that's on Jelani to stop that kind of stuff. It was just bad defense. It was great job by Hugh Jackson. I'm giving him all the credit in the world. Not a people, and seriously, that was one of the best coaching jobs probably of the year by far. Hugh Jackson came out and schemed it up for sure. But this defense it sometimes, I swear to God, is just a bunch of 4-year-olds. The intelligence of our defense has to improve. I don't know if that falls on Kiko for maybe being more vocal, like Ray Lewis, making sure everybody's in their assignments, reading what the offense is gonna do. Like, we need somebody that is a problem on this defense side of the football. So I swear, sometimes people are so wide open. It's like, who was his guy? Who was it? Was the assignment? It's just broken plays, man. It's so annoying to watch. So let's get to the other side of this. The offensive side of the football. That first half was terrible. Some of the play calls were really forced and trying to get the run game going, and it was totally Adam was trying his best to get that run game going. I don't know why. I don't know why you don't stick to what you do best. Our offensive line is clearly not a good run blocking team. It is clear. I think that is clear in week 3 of the NFL season, that this team is not good at running the football. What we're best at is passing the football. That's why we have Jarvis. That's why we have Devontae. Probably the best 1-2 punch in the NFL in terms of wide receivers. I mean, the plays that they made on Sunday. And then Kenny Stills. Those 3 receivers are so good. I mean, even our tight ends are decent. They're better receiving tight ends than they are blocking tight ends. This whole team is built on passing the football. And there's all 3rd and 1s is the cancer of this football team. We can't pick up a 3rd and 1 to save our lives, man. We cannot pick up a 3rd and 1 to save our lives. Some of the play calls, man, I don't remember when it happened, but it was a run up the middle. It was like a trap play. We got hit behind the line of scrimmage. It was terrible. Kenyon Drake was the only half-decent runner. Jay Ajayi didn't hit the holes explosively enough. That's one of the problems with him. Like, I swear, if Kenyon Drake had some of the holes that Jay had, we would have picked up more first downs. But, again, and then let's get into the most frustrating part. Ryan Tannehill obviously goes off in the second half and starts picking apart that Cleveland Browns defense. The offensive line's giving him time. It's great. Ryan Tannehill's playing amazing. Obviously, here comes the Dolphins' good luck. Anthony Steen goes down. One of the most underrated players in the NFL right now, one of the best finds in the NFL right now, goes down. And the devil himself comes in the game, Craig Ubrick. The devil, he crapping walks his way, oh my god. As soon as he started crapping taking snaps with Ryan, I was like, oh my god. From that point on, they got a pass rush. And that's not no coincidence at all. That's because of Craig Ubrick, okay? Craig Ubrick, man. I swear to God. Now let's get into our defense gives us a chance to go and win the game. There was like 30, 40-something seconds left in the game. Obviously, what I had thought at the time was the game-winning fumble for the Cleveland Browns. They obviously go ahead and miss the field goal. But Ryan Tannehill has to look – there has to be a leader in that huddle to say, for some kind of sense of urgency, for God's sakes, we have to push the ball down the field and go out and win the football game. It didn't look like there was any kind of urgency on that in the Dolphins team. Ryan Tannehill had a look on his face like he's like frustrated. I would rather see him scream at Jarvis or somebody to let's get this going. Let's get it some kind of something. I mean, it was just a bunch of like blank faces. It was ridiculous. No sense of urgency to win the football game, for God's sakes. We have the talent. They don't have Joe Hayden. They don't have any of their nobody in that secondary is half decent. And we're out here playing like we're just supposed to win the game. Okay? Bad play calling by Adam. Like, I'm not going to say terrible, but some of the play calls, him trying to force the run, really hurt us in that football game. And it really did. And obviously, the pass rush crapping Craig Ubrick. But anyway, then we get into overtime. Obviously, the defense shuts Cody Kessler and the crapping Cleveland Browns down. Terrell Pryor, one of the best performances I've seen by an NFL player. Just a pure football performance by Terrell Pryor. And you got to give him his credit. Hugh Jackson did an amazing job that game of scheming us up. But obviously, we stop him. Ryan Tannehill gets pressure right in his face, and he finds Jarvis Landry. That was a really good play by Ryan Tannehill, and a really crapping destroyed. Jarvis Landry absolutely wrecked the Cleveland Browns with 7 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown. So, Ryan Tannehill, it was a very up and down performance, and not even like him performance. There was like a few throws he missed. There was one throw he missed on third down where like Jarvis Landry reached out for it with one hand. But it wasn't the fact that he didn't play well. It was the leadership with him, man. He needs to get he needs to get this offense I guess what I'm saying is somebody in that huddle really needs to show a sense of, like, I don't know. I know Jarvis does, but it seems like when he makes a play, he does. Not when things are going bad. It's just somebody in that huddle, man. And I know Ryan's a good leader, but it just didn't seem like it's something about, it was like everybody was a blank face, like, oh, boo-hoo, what situation we're in. Why don't you go out and take the win? We had so many opportunities to do it, and we just failed to do that. It was ridiculous. Just a lethargic, crapping, no urgency. It was bad. I don't know what else to say other than we just need somebody in that huddle to get us going. I don't know. Show some kind of some passion or something. I have no idea. But it just looked terrible out there. I mean, if they played with half the crap and passion and half the will to win that fans do, did you hear that place was going crazy? Then we would win every crap in most of our games. But anyway, I was just upset about some personality issues on that team. Obviously, we just overall not a great performance by the Miami Dolphins, and hopefully we can just show some kind of, I don't know, just play better. We got 3 days until we play the Cincinnati Bengals, so we got to get ready for that game, man. Definitely can't be playing like this against the Bengals. So that is gonna be it, guys. I am Skyx83, and I will see you guys in the next one.